Adelson today, she had a hearing last Friday on 7/11. That was the date. And I didn't get a chance to live stream it. However, it is now out and it essentially covered what we covered last week anyways. I think it was on Thursday's live stream where I covered some major updates with some Donna Adelson stuff, Corey Richens. We also covered Brian Koberger taking the plea deal. And then what was the fourth one? Oh, Sarah Boone as well. Sarah Boone and her appeal being in jeopardy, as she says. So we're going to jump back into Donna Adelson right now because as of right now, it seems like her hearing or her trial date is still set for August. So end of August, she's going to have her trial. She was supposed to have her trial last year in October, but then that ended up getting super delayed because of the conflict of interest with the attorney that she was hiring, who was also working for Charlie Adelson as well, who was currently doing his appeal right now. So that was a hot mess. Her trial was slated to happen in June, and then it was pushed back even more because some new evidence that came out. But Donna Adelson is back in court today, and she put in a motion to compel. So essentially, they want to get the raw data from Donna Adelson's cell phone. Oh, by the way, you guys notice my background? The bed is gone now. I can finally do my normal background here. Hey, Taxi, how are you doing today? Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Hi, Corky. Hope you had a nice weekend. It was quite busy, but yeah, the weather was hot. But other than that, we got a new rug that I'm going to put in this room, which I'm really excited for. I think we're going to be able to finally decorate this room a little bit, which is going to be great because I've been saying that for about a year and a half, I think. Yeah, it's been a year and a half since I was like, oh, I'm going to decorate the background, blah, blah, blah. And I just haven't done it yet. You know, honestly, buying furniture is just kind of a headache, in my opinion. Hi, Tamara. How are you doing today? Hello, hello. How's it going? All right. So Donna Adelson and her motion to compel. She wants to get the raw data from her cell phone extractions. And not only that, she also wants the raw data from Wendy Adelson's cell phone, from Charlie Adelson's cell phone. And I think there was another, maybe like an iCloud or Gmail account that was associated with Charlie Adelson as well. Now, Donna's saying that, like, well, we have the Cellbrite extractions. However, her defense team is fighting because with Cellbrite extractions, whoever's doing the extraction can actually filter out what kind of information that they want. Donna's team is like, no, we want the whole raw data. We don't want your experts filtering whatever it is. We just want the whole thing raw, and we want to work with the data ourselves. So the state was pushing back a little bit, saying that, well, you know, if you want to have this raw data, you're going to have to get a motion to compel. You're going to have to file this with the judge, and the judge is going to have to essentially tell the state to fork over the raw data, because apparently there was a filter team that went through the cell phones. Now, a filter team seems to be used in cases where there might be some sensitive information, some like health stuff that you don't want other people to know about. And I guess they can filter out those information before the attorneys get their hands on it. However, with Donna Adelson's phone, they're saying that, like, well, this is my client's phone. Are you saying that we need to use our own filter team to get into my own client's phone? And I thought that did sound ridiculous. It wasn't until we got into, I think, maybe the state's response. Did the state ever responded? Oh, you know what? It was when we got into the state's emails. Now, the reason why the state was saying that they wanted to make sure that the judge was going to agree to this and that there would be a filter team for Donna Adelson's own cell phone is because there were email communications between Charlie Adelson and maybe his attorney at the time, Daniel Rashbaum, and maybe Donna. Because remember that whole drama with the Taint team, or so not the Taint team, the whole drama with Charlie Adelson essentially saying that, hey, you know, the fact that Daniel Rashbaum is representing me and my mom, that's a conflict of issue right there. And Charlie Adelson wants to make sure that maybe his appeal goes through smoothly and make sure that there's no information that the attorney can use that he learned from Charlie Adelson's case and maybe to use it for Donna Adelson that could be in conflict with Charlie. So it's a whole mess right there. So now it makes sense to me as to why there might be a filter team needed to go through Donna Adelson's cell phone. That way, if her attorneys get the raw data, the information, they don't learn things that they're not supposed to through Donna Adelson's prior attorney, Daniel Rashbaum. So that was kind of a lengthy one. They also wanted, like I said, they wanted to get Wendy Adelson's cell phone as well, but the state did say that they didn't do a full extraction of Wendy Adelson's cell phone, so there's no filter team used. I think for Charlie Adelson, I think the defense was saying that, well, why do we have to go through a filter team if y'all don't even use a filter team for Charlie's phone? So apparently for Charlie's phone, I don't know if a filter team was used for that one, but they do want to get the raw data as well. Hey, Hey, Sour Patch Kid, how are you doing today? Hello. Are you sweet and then you're sour later on? Or no, isn't it first they're sour and then they're sweet? I always love the commercials, especially the one where the little Sour Patch Kid is like going up to, do naughty things. They go up to the girl and like cut off her hair. And then they're like, oh, just kidding. I feel so bad. Hi. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing today? Hello. There's some new icons in YouTube. I have no idea what that means. You guys have like crowns next to your names. But cool. I don't know. Oh, there's like number one. I don't wait. Now it's it's changing. I don't I don't know what this crown thing is. It's a little distracting though. It's like, oh, what is this? Oh, yep, that's me. Troublemaker. I see you. I see you. So we're gonna have a hearing about that cell phone thing to see if the judge is going to force the state to fork over the raw data for Donna Adelson's cell phone, whatever they have on Wendy Adelson's phone, and whatever they got for Charlie Adelson's cell phone as well. I mean, I can't wait for the trial to happen because I want to see what's on Donna Adelson's cell phone, and Wendy's phone and Charlie's phone. I want to see all those emails, those communications that they were emailing each other, texting each other, phone calling each other. So it's a lot. It's a whole spider web of all these people who are involved or potentially involved into this. But you guys know what my stance is with Wendy Adelson. Now, next thing that they are going to talk about, they're going to talk like some deadlines. I think I have the court schedule here. The court, when they pushed out the trial from the June date to August, the court set some hard deadlines, but I guess there's some new stuff that's coming out. And I think the defense was like, hey, we need more time. Can we push the deadline out a little bit? It seems like maybe the court is going to agree to that. However, he's going to keep the trial date to be the same, though. Let me see if I have my notes on all the deadline stuff. Oh, you know what? I might have had it, and then I think I deleted it because it already passed. Yeah, there's a lot of deadline stuff that was supposed to happen in July and then end of June, but I already deleted it. Anyways, and then I think the other thing that they're going to address as well is the motion in limine in regards to Luis Rivera. I don't know if it's Luis or Luis. It's one of those names, but he is one of the hitmen that was hired by Catherine McBanwell, by supposedly Donna Adelson through Charlie Adelson. And he is or was a member of the Latin Kings. I don't know if he was just a member. It seems like he might have had a leadership role. I kept hearing about that when we were covering this case. So they want to be able to bring up in the jury trial that Luis Rivera, who is going to be testifying, by the way, that he was part of the Latin Kings. Now, bringing that up to the jury, well, that's gonna, the jury's gonna be like, oh, this guy's a criminal. He's what? He has a membership in the Latin Kings? Oh, wait, actually, he's the fucking leader? Can we actually trust anything that comes out of his mouth? So, the state is saying that, we don't want the mentioning of the Latin Kings because it's going to be a improper character evidence about for Luis Rivera. And so it could possibly, taint how the jury looks at him. Now, Donna Seam said that they're not going to use it, for character evidence. They just want to show what Donna's state of mind was during that time. And that she was like in fear for her life and it was really dangerous because remember when they did the bump, which is essentially when the case was like kind of like nothing was really happening, Charlie wasn't really doing anything, Donna wasn't really doing anything. So they wanted to basically initiate this bump so they can get all these people to start talking again because at that point their phones were being like wiretapped. So they did a bump and essentially this undercover guy, who, by the way, I was like, I don't know how Donna got tricked because the undercover guy who went up to Donna sounded like he was in fucking law enforcement. Okay. The way that he was speaking, I'm like, yo, this guy sounds like a fucking cop. But the guy went up and was like, hey, I heard what you did for blah, blah, blah. And he just wants to make sure you take care of him. You got to take care of him. And so give us like $5,000. So they give Donna Adelson like the letter. Donna panics, calls Charlie, and Donna doesn't really tell Charlie over the phone exactly what it was about. She's just like, oh, we're just both involved. So law enforcement, they're like listening in. They're like, okay, they're going to start talking again. They were trying to get something incriminating, it's something that's incriminating against them. And so that's essentially what the bump was. The guy goes up and he's like, hey, this guy's a part of the Latin Kings. And like, I think Donna's going to try to say that, oh, I was like so scared. I was in so fear of my life. I didn't want to go to the police and law enforcement to report, this blackmailing because I didn't want them to come murder me. So that's what I'm assuming it's probably going to head towards or something around that realm. But those are the things that I think is going to be covered on the hearing. I haven't listened to the hearing yet. I basically just had ChatGPT just summarize the hearing for me. And I was like, oh, okay, these things are already covered prior to the hearing. So now I know exactly what they're going to be talking about. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Hello. Welcome to my TED Talk rant about Donna Adelson. Can we make sure Donna gets a better mattress to sleep and caviar and champagne tea? She really is suffering. Yeah, we got to make sure her little delicate ear canals are being taken care of as well. We got to hire the ENT, clean out her ears, address the sciatica that she has. Donna Adelson, poor old lady. I mean, it sucks to be incarcerated. It really fucking sucks. Donna thought she was going to be, retiring in Vietnam somewhere and escaping law enforcement. He was the head of the Miami division of Latin Kings. Okay, so within Latin Kings, there's like different cities, different, states. I've never heard of Latin Kings before. Growing up, we've always heard of, wow, I just had it in my mind, but now it escapes me. What was it called again? It was like an El Salvadorian gang that was pretty big in the area where we were growing up in the East Coast. Caviar and the champagne. Thank you. Yeah, thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this. We're gonna jump over to the hearing, and then actually, let's jump over to the body cam because there is new footage of the body cam. I was not able to find the actual body cam. I'm sure it's out there on the internet somewhere, but Court TV has a body cam, but they basically are talking over most of it. This is when Donna Adelson was being transported from Miami, where she was arrested at the freaking airport, because she was trying to go to Vietnam on a one-way ticket with Harvey Adelson. But Donna was arrested, and I think that's the same outfit she was wearing, the gray hoodie, the blue shirt. I think that's exactly the same thing. So Donna Adelson's being transported from Miami to Leon County. That's where we're right now. Yeah, Leon County. And Donna's like in distress. I remember hearing about this in one of the court documents about how Donna was like severely dehydrated. It was really hot or something. It was like no AC, something like that. Yes, happy Monday. Hey, Michael, how are you doing today? How's it going? Hello. So I'm just going to mute it because they do talk over it. I wanted to hear the audio itself, but we don't have it. Now, this is Donna transported. She's shaking. They're like addressing her. Her hands are like vigorously shaking. They're handing her water. Maybe there's no AC back there. Maybe it was really hot driving from Miami. Maybe the conditions were really bad. Maybe Donna needs some medication or something. But Donna's shaking. Now, with Donna, I just can't trust a lot of things about Donna because Donna seems like a master manipulator. She could actually be in pain right now or be in like medical distress, or maybe she's like acting it up and maybe she's trying to use this against like, oh, hey, like law enforcement treated me horribly. Everyone rallied behind me. Look at how they treated me. So I know with Donna, I always take things with a grain of salt, but I mean, this looks pretty bad. She's shaking. Everyone's like, ma'am, are you okay? She's like, oh no, I don't know. She got the little shakies right now. She looks like she's about to cry. Is Harvey going to show up for Donna's trial? That's a good question. I'm assuming at this point, yes. And her hands are shaking. I think that's paramedics right now. Giving her some water. Like, she got her nails did before she was about to go to Vietnam. Dude, is that a manicure? She was like ready to go. She didn't expect to be here. They blurb something out. I don't know what that is. Wait, why are they blurbing that part out? I don't know. Maybe there's like something sensitive in there. Donna's being put in the ambulance, being wheeled in. What's this? Dude, I'm so claustrophobic. Just seeing all these like places that Donna's being kept at, I'm just like, oh my God, this looks horrible. Like, I don't know. This looks like a little dog kennel cage or something like that. Pookie says the Oscar goes to da, 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 da. Hey Lauren, how are you doing today? Pretty Mama Bear. She has the guilty shakes. I mean, honestly, she thought she was probably gonna get away with it. It's been 10 years, or I guess at this point it was like 9 years, and she was like, dude, Charlie went down, Catherine McDaniel went down, the hitman went down. I'm getting the heck out of here, okay? She was trying to get the heck out, trying to go to Vietnam. She probably didn't anticipate that they were going to quickly catch her ass and arrest her ASAP. But I do remember hearing that when Donna arrived, remember there was that letter that was written, or was it a letter? No, it wasn't a letter. It was, they're basically talking about Donna's condition when she arrived and how she was treated so poorly and how she was, wasn't she on, suicide watch at some point? All right, so I don't know if this is, I don't know if we already saw this. No, I don't think we did. Yeah, so she's like dehydrated. I wonder if Donna was thinking, shit, I don't know where they're going to transport me to. I can't be in a regular holding cell with the other fucking people, man. They might be killers, you know, like I can't be a part of that. So I wonder if she was trying to play up being sick so she can be transported to like the medical facility instead, rather being in jail with other people that are fucking criminals. Brooklyn said she was having seizures. I don't have the original body cam. I don't really know much about it, but even when we're watching it right now, they're just talking over it. So that's pretty much it with Donna Adelson. She looks like she's in bad shape. She'd be playing it up. I don't know. It's hot in Miami. Maybe there's no AC back there. She is old. Maybe she didn't have her medication. Who knows? So Donna Adelson, let's jump over to the hearing. So this is Donna Adelson right here. She actually looks kind of better. I feel like all the other times that we saw Donna Adelson, I don't know. I feel like she just always looked kind of like fragile. She definitely did put on like weight, but I feel like she looks pretty okay over here. All right. Let's jump over to the hearing. Oh, I had it slowed down. Give me a second. Donna! It's Donna with her attorney, her other attorney, Mr. Zellman. I forgot what her name is because a lot of the motions that we've seen so far that were written by Mr. Zellman, I forgot what her name is. Oh, really? Have you already seen this hearing? The usual jovial Judge Everett does not look pleased for this hearing. He was in such a good, happy mood last time. Very chipper, making jokes left and right, you know? He was in a good mood.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Stephen Everett presiding.
No, we can be suited. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Judge. I'm going to turn down a little bit. The audio is pretty loud. Let me know if it's okay for you guys.
We're here this afternoon in State versus Donna Adelson, 2023 CF 3226. Two motions we're here for this afternoon would be the defense's motion to compel. And
I like this judge too. I'm looking forward to watching this trial. When we like the judge during pre-trial stuff, I'm excited for the trial. Now, when we're in pre-trial and I could tell the judge is kind of like, I'm like, I don't know. There's been some judges where we've watched their pre-trial and just like, I don't know. They seem okay. They seem all right. But I would say though, my least favorite judges, you guys already know who they are. I've always I've always had issues with judges who can't keep a handle of their courtroom. Dude, like the one with the Parkland shooters, the parents, their trial, that judge, I felt really bad for her because I think her personality is just kind of like a very, she doesn't have a very, I would say like a stern personality because the attorneys on both sides were fucking batshit crazy. Okay. The state, the fucking defense, and they would just go at it at each other. They were both so emotional, so crazy. And the judge just couldn't keep a leash on either side. It's like they were just batshit wild. Like it's like having kids that are just like fighting nonstop, and you're just like there as the mom, and you're just like, shit, like how do I get these kids out of control? You didn't care for Judge. I didn't really see too much of Judge during the beginning of the Coburger stuff, so I don't know. I do really like Judge Hippler though. He's kind of like one of my favorites. Even though there's not a lot of fireworks with Judge Hippler, I really appreciate every time he opens his mouth. I love listening. Judge Hippler, and then I mean we all know I don't want to call him the Sarah Boone judge, because why would I feel like that's just like I wouldn't want to be known as a Sarah Boone anything, but Judge Kranick, really awesome, really like him.
all also the defense's motion to extend previously ordered deadlines for witnesses, exhibits, and pretrial motions in completing discovery. Part of the reason I believe we need to have a hearing on these matters as well, and I'll let you make your argument in just a moment, Mr. Zellman. Have you discussed with your client specifically as it relates to the raw data that you are seeking, specifically for Charles Adelson and herself, that this has the potential to reopening the door of the conflict?
So I guess we're jumping right into the cell phone stuff. So the defense is asking for raw data of Donna Adelson's cell phone, of Wendy Adelson's cell phone, and Charlie as well. And he's talking about the potential conflict of interest because I guess if there's no filter team that filters through, I guess, any communications between the previous attorney and Donna and the previous attorney, and I don't know what else other communications there are, but with Daniel Rashbaum, I think that's why he's bringing up the potential conflict and how they're going to address that. The Corey Richins just, yes. I do like him as well. Judge, what was his name again? Judge. I know his name. I just forgot. Weekend was good. Hey, Go Lucky. Hey, Joe. How was your weekend? How was you guys? I didn't watch. I ran to the stream. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today? Oh my gosh. You guys remember? Do you guys ever watch was it Fannie Willis? There was a trial that I didn't watch with the YSL stuff, but I did watch the woman who was one of the attorneys. She was talking about how she heard what was going on in the courtroom and she like ran her ass all the way into to like go and testify. It was so funny. Was it Fannie Willis? I don't know what her name. Fannie something. Dude, that fucking testimony was wild because they were accusing her of having inappropriate relations with like one of her subordinates or something like that. And like she was like, I ran over here so fast. And then she testified and I felt like it seemed to have gone downhill. But that was a wild one. That's the only thing that I tuned in for the YSL stuff.
Specifically for Charles Adelson and herself, that this has the potential to reopening the door of the conflict.
Your Honor, I don't think that it would. It's in the same category as the emails that Your Honor authorized us to obtain in April. The raw, unredacted, unfiltered emails from our client's own account.
Now, remember, Donna had to get a whole new team of attorneys. There was another attorney that didn't represent Charlie Adelson, but he had to be removed as well because he could have learned information from Daniel Rashbaum that could have been conflicted. And I think even the private investigator, I think he was also conflicted out as well. So they just want to make sure Donna's new team of attorneys don't learn information that they're not supposed to, and then possibly use that to help Donna and then against Charlie Adelson down the road. Because Daniel Rashbaum, it would have been his information. And it's just so wild to me that Daniel Rashbaum represented Charlie and then Donna afterwards, but crazy. And it's just crazy to me how it wasn't addressed until later on. I don't know. By the judge, by the state, by anyone.
While they are certainly discoverable and while you have an interest in using them to prepare for, the question remains, have you discussed with your client the possibility of this reopening the door to any conflicts?
No, we have not, because I don't think that it would reopen the door.
Very well. You may make your argument.
So, Your Honor.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Judge Mrazek. Yes, for Corey Richards. Thank you. Richard Mrazek, I think. Why are they so big on Rashbaum? I don't think he's very good. Maybe because he already knows their secrets. It could just be just like an emotional thing. You know, maybe she really likes Daniel Rashbaum. She felt like Daniel Rashbaum did a really good job, even though Charlie was found guilty. I'm like, Daniel Rashbaum, you know, I would just find a different attorney. If it didn't work with Charlie, why would it work with you, Donna? How are you so different? How are you so special? I don't know. Maybe Donna was planning on playing it up on the whole, like, oh my God, I'm an old lady thing. There's no way I could have done this. Like, oh, we were blackmailed. Oh my God. Rich people problems, you know?
Opening the door to any conflicts.
No, we have not, because I don't think that it would reopen the door.
Very well. You may make your argument.
So, Your Honor, you may recall a number of times we've been before the court, and the defense, and as laid out in the motion to compel, we have been asking for the raw, unredacted download to the emails, and we were repeatedly told that that had been provided to us. When we were able to retain a independent forensic data expert and provide.
He said emails, raw, unredacted emails. I think he meant cell phone. I don't know. Maybe because I thought he already had the emails.
Provided them with the materials that we had been provided. We were informed that those are not the raw forensic extractions. And I was asked to obtain the raw forensic extractions. And in the motion to compel, I actually cut and paste the expert's explanation. I'm not going to try to paraphrase it. It's an explanation that he provided as to why it is his recommendation that we.
From what I remembered, I think the expert said that whoever does the Cellbrite reports, they can filter out what information that they want. And so they want to make sure whatever defense, whatever information that they get, they just want to have everything. They don't want it to be filtered through by an estate's expert.
We obtain the raw forensic extractions. That's what I did. I've requested that. It's taken, we're now at a month since I made that further request, and I believe that we're entitled to that. I think the rule provides that, and our intent, in part, is to verify the Cellbrites that the state has prepared. The only way to do that, according to our expert, is to obtain the raw extractions from the state.
What? No way. This defense lawyer is the same lawyer from the Shabusiness case? Shabusiness was Wisconsin. Him? I have to look it up.
And that's why we're asking for that, Your Honor.
Ms. Kappelman, you may respond.
No objection, Your Honor. I would just ask that whatever reports are generated by their expert as a result of that data.
The guy that got attacked? No, I think the guy that got attacked is a different guy. Dude, these fucking screenshots of Taylor Shabusiness is freaking wild. You just type in Taylor Shabusiness into Google, it's just menacing. It's a little scary.
Data being re-Cellbrighted be provided to my office in a timely manner, because I'm advised based on the version of the program and the type of program they use to produce a report to verify our report, there could be some small differences involved. So I would like to not be surprised with that at trial.
Well, as to that, I will grant the defense's motion to compel. As to the issue of the conflict, specifically, Mr. Zellman, in part, when we had the first case management, I had counsel verify that they had no conflict as far as giving conflict-free representation to Mrs. Adelson. Should anything change with your review of these Cellbrites that may include communications from prior counsel or deal with matters that pertain to information that was provided by Charles Adelson, at that point, we are going to have to revisit the issue. Does everyone understand those?
Yes, sir. May I approach with a proposed?
What does that mean, though? We'll have to revisit the issue. So let's say they come across information that was from Daniel Rashbaum or anything that was provided by Charlie Adelson. What happens then? It's like, okay, we're going to hire a team to filter that out. Why not just do the filter team now?
You may.
Okay.
I don't know if he came in as Pro Hack Vice. I don't know if I remember seeing him filing that, because usually when they come in Pro Hack Vice from, you know, a lawyer who is has, you know, accreditation from a different state, and they want to come into a different state to practice law or like represent someone, a client, Usually you see like the court document. It's like, oh, I'm coming in pro hac vice, and then here's the attorney who's in Florida that will vouch for me, pretty much. I don't know if I remember seeing that. I could have just maybe just missed it, or we just forgot about it.
Thank you.
Your Honor, just
Pretty Mama Bear says, I wonder if Donna washes her jail clothes in the sink like she did with the money. You guys ever go on vacation and not pack enough underwear? The sink is very useful, you know, to wash your clothes sometimes. The worst is when you have to use that like sucky hotel soap, you know, to like wash it. All right, moving on.
Thank you.
Your Honor, just to provide report, Mr. Corbett and the defense expert have been communicating over the last 18 hours or so that once that order was signed, Sergeant Corbett was going to upload that to a portal that they've already tested this morning, so that our expert can download it. That'll be the fastest way for them to do that. He said as soon as, Sergeant Corbett indicated that as soon as he was given instructions to start the process, he would do so.
Right, as to the second motion, the extending of all deadlines for the defense. In particular, we've already had 2 extensions that have been provided by the court, first from the April 30th deadline, second from...
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry.
the May deadline. Does the...
Oh, let me go back really quick. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, just to provide report, Mr. Corbett and the defense expert have been communicating over the last 18 hours or so that once that order was signed, Sergeant Corbett was going to upload that to a portal that they've already tested this morning, so that our expert can download it. That'll be the fastest way for them to do that. He said as soon as, Sergeant Corbett indicated that as soon as he was given instructions to start the process, he would do so.
Right, as to the second motion, the extending of all deadlines for the defense. In particular, we've already had 2 extensions that have been provided by the court, first from the April 30th deadline, second from the May deadline. Does the defense have any motions that are unrelated to the new discovery?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, I wonder what happens when you have 3 months, for example, in the Koberger case, right? You have like 3 months set aside to have a trial, and then it just gets canceled like the month before. How do you quickly fill out those dates? Do they bump up certain trials? No, because they already have like a set date and deadlines and everything like that.
As to the motions that you believe you still need to file that are in some way related to this discovery, what is preventing these motions from being filed and you seeking leave to amend as necessary?
Your Honor,
Doesn't
due to
sound happy.
scheduling, we were only able to depose Mr. Newland and Sergeant Corbett Wednesday, Thursday. We are deposing Special Agent Pat Sanford, I believe, on this coming Tuesday.
Is Special Agent Pat Sanford, is that same Pat Sanford who has a YouTube channel? Is that her name? Pat Sanford? Pat Sanford. Oops. Pat Sanford. Or am I thinking of someone different? Because the person, her name is Pat, and then she specializes in, I think she did like the whole thing. She works at FBI, and then her bread and butter is like serial killers or something like that. Pat Sanford. No, maybe not. Maybe I think of a different Pat on YouTube. YouTube, maybe YouTube. Oh, I'm thinking of a different Pat. I think I typed in Pat Sanford YouTube, nothing popped up.
Before filing those motions, I think it's appropriate to make sure that there's a good faith basis to do so. And
Oh, different person. Okay.
having those depositions, that testimony is, in my opinion, is necessary before we can do that.
I think they still needed to depose Rob Adelson. I think Wendy was still on that list. And there were some witnesses that Donna was trying to get a hold of, but Donna said that one of them was like a drug user. So she's not sure if they're going to be able to get her to testify.
Right? And I believe there are some other depositions that are scheduled for July or I believe next week as well.
Yes, sir, we have them on Monday as well, and maybe Tuesday and Thursday.
Part of the reason that we have, whether it be discovery or any sort of deadline cutoffs in
And I think they have to depose Charlie also.
any case, is not simply arbitrary of the judge just saying, get it done by a certain date. It is so we can proceed orderly to trial. I believe your proposed dates were to within 4 weeks of when you believe the state has fulfilled its obligation, that's when you would want to file your motions.
Well, Your Honor, given that we filed these on June 27th, we're obviously 2 weeks past that.
Oh, yes, we are.
And it's certainly not our intent to do anything to delay the commencement of the trial as scheduled.
The proposed date of when this would occur is not specific. It's not certain. It's pretty much a moving piece of jello. Is there anything that you can do to convince me that it's otherwise
I've never heard anyone use that phrase before. A moving piece of jello. It's just like jiggly, evasive.
certain? It's pretty much a moving piece of jello. Is there anything that you can do to convince me that it's otherwise going to be a specific date in what you're asking to do with filing these motions several weeks after you believe the state has complied?
Unfortunately, it has been a moving target because we have not received all of the discovery from the state. During the depositions, during yesterday's deposition, we learned that he had conducted call frequency analysis between Donna Adelson and Charlie Adelson for a longer period of time than that had been previously disclosed. He is going to send us that if he had completed a report.
What do you say? A call what analysis? Call frequency analysis. Okay.
For a longer period of time than that had been previously disclosed.
Are they going to say that, like, oh, it's normal for Donna and Charlie to talk to each other this often, this much? It's not because they are talking more often because they're trying to collude in committing this crime. It's because, you know, Donna's obsessed with her son and wants to know everything about the details about his life.
He is going to send us that if he had completed a report. He's also sending us the PDFs of the actual call frequency analysis that is contained in the demonstrative, because those are just excerpts of the call frequency analysis. So he's going to be sending us the completed call frequency analysis. So I say that to demonstrate that it is difficult for the defense to file any appropriate motions or to provide appropriate responsive either demonstratives or exhibits when we still have not received everything from the state.
At the same time, to file, and how many motions are we talking about at this point?
Response? Oh,
Potentially.
they're conferring right now. I was like, I heard that. The exhale. Hey, Corey, you remember the house fire I mentioned a while ago? Yes. It's where I live. 2 children died. It's still under investigation. Yeah, stuff like that probably takes a while. That's so sad, though. What a horrible way to go. Poor kids. How old were they? Do you know? Hey, Big Vaughn, how are you doing today? They all belong in prison. I don't feel bad for them one bit. A telephone frequency analysis chart graphically shows what calls are being made to and from a target phone. Hey, Rita. I like this judge too. Judge spitting fire. Hey, Forky. How's it going? Didn't they give Donna a brush? Maybe it was a windy day when they were transporting her, okay?
3, Your Honor.
As to these three motions, would any of them affect the ability to actually move forward with the trial on August 19th?
No, I don't believe so. None of them are just positive.
Very well. Do you have any further argument in support of your motion?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kappelman?
No objection, Your Honor. We've just asked that we be given the same grace. I'm aware of at least one or two more things that the state intends to do that could, need to be done past the deadline. So all indications are that both sides are working diligently to get this done. I understand your comment about the Jell-O, and I've got a couple orders myself of Jell-O that I'm wrangling, so I'm trying to minimize it, but things do come up past the deadline, so we're going to have to work
Ms.
through those
Kappelman
things.
specifically asked these emails, which has contributed to this. What is it else that you believe is going to come up on the state's behalf?
The emails?
I said, other than the emails,
Oh,
what do you
what do
think
I
is going
think's
to come
gonna
up
come
on the
up?
state's
There's a
behalf?
defense witness that's been listed that the state has discussed trying to depose and may try to get that done before the deadline.
Ooh.
There's a handwriting expert that the defense is aware of, that a handwriting expert exists.
Wait, handwriting expert for what? Are they going to say that those checks written by Donna Adelson were not actually written by Donna? They were forged? Because remember, Catherine McBann was getting paid, I think like biweekly from the Adelson Dental Institute. But the issue is that Catherine McBann wasn't actually doing shit for the Dental Institute. She wasn't working for them. Why was she getting money? What's the handwriting expert for?
But they haven't been given the name or the report yet. I don't have the report yet. So that's something that's pending that would be in violation of Your Honor's order. So there are a couple outstanding issues that I'm aware of. I was not aware of the issue that the defense just brought up regarding Corbett having done a report, but he does do work to generate the slides that were prepared and discovered by the discovery deadline. When asked about how did you come to those conclusions in deposition, he's going to say, I looked at the data. Well, they want to see that data. Okay, we don't object to that, but I don't think that's the same thing as a discovery violation.
The final pretrial hearing is August 8th. As to the date of when all motions need to be filed, so we can have a meaningful hearing on August 8th and proceed to an orderly trial on the merits. These motions are going to need to be filed by July 21st. Any motion that is not filed by either the state or
1
the
week.
defense by that date,
Oh, sorry, 1 week from today. Because remember, this hearing happened last Friday, by July 21st. So they have a week from today to do all their motions. Jesus. And then their final pretrial is going to be August 8th. Ooh! Deadlines. Lots of pressure. I'd be sweating, man. It seems like they have so much work to do still. Rita says, I'm not understanding how this phone analysis is going to help the defense in any way other than try to claim that Donna wasn't making the calls. Yeah, I guess they can say that as well. I'm thinking maybe the state is going to try to say that during the time of before Dan Markel was murdered, after Dan Markel was murdered, there was probably a lot of cell phone activity between Donna and Charlie because they were, doing the whole masterminding stuff. And then maybe during the time of the bump, there was a lot of cell phone activity, but maybe the defense is trying to say that, like, well, if you take the cell phone call logs, in totality of the past, 10 years, Donna and Charlie, they talk on the phone with each other quite often. This is a mother that really loves her son, that really wants to make sure she's like keeping tabs of what's going on with her son's life. I don't know. And then Charlie's a fucking mama's boy. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe, possibly. I've heard handwriting analysis can be unreliable, kind of like polygraphs. Dude, polygraphs, I'm just surprised that polygraphs are still a thing that they do sometimes. I thought polygraphs were just like BS. I don't know. It's crazy that Peter Tragos actually knew Dan. I heard about that. Did they go to the same school and then Dan was like a couple years older or something like that? Or did they know each other in passing? I do remember hearing that.
the issues are subject to being deemed as first. and proceed to an orderly trial on the merits. These motions are going to need to be filed by July 21st. Any motion that is not filed by either the state or the defense by that date, the issues are subject to being deemed as waived. If you need to seek leave to amend as to the specific motions that will be filed on this date, you may certainly do so. However, again, this is not just arbitrary date making to throw something out. If we are going to in fact have a trial on the merits that will be orderly, both parties needed to see what you intend to raise as pretrial legal issues that the court needs to rule upon. There's not going to be a trial by surprise.
No, Wendy has never been arrested. They did interview Wendy the day that Dan Markel was murdered, and she talked a lot. But no, Wendy has not been charged. She hasn't been arrested. I don't know if they're going to go after Wendy next. I think a lot of people are thinking maybe they will, or maybe they won't have enough to go after Wendy. Or, yeah, we'll see.
Either for the state or for the defense. Am I making myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, no trial by surprise, Your Honor. No trial by surprise. I don't know, man. I feel like trials, they never happen smoothly. Shit happens, shit pops up sometimes. We'll see.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will you state those dates one more time? Motions to be filed by July 21st and final motion hearings on August 8th. Is that correct?
The final pretrial hearing is on August 8th. This time has already been set apart by a previous order. As to the motions in limine that have been filed, I believe the defense has renewed its motion concerning the Latin Kings. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has the state filed any motion in limine by the previous deadline?
We renewed motions that were filed previously. There's nothing new.
Well, as previously ordered, copies of all of these motions, when they are filed, they need to be served upon the court. Please do so if you've not already done that regarding what has already been filed.
Are they going to discuss the motion in limine about the Latin Kings one, or is that the later thing? I don't think the state put in a response to that yet. Hi, interrupter.
I believe the next date that we will have, unless there are other issues that need to be addressed, will be August 8th. Does either party have anything it needs to raise?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Can I have a moment, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
I want to know what they're going to decide, or what the judge is going to decide on the Latin Kings thing. Are they going to allow the defense to say that, oh, this guy who's testifying, well, he used to be a gang member / leader of the Latin Kings in Miami? Yeah, I saw the state hasn't responded yet, so I wasn't sure if the judge is going to just let the state respond now, or just give the state some time and respond in writing. Pretty Mama Bear says maybe they will go after Wendy after Donna's trial, just like going after Melanie after Lori Dable's last trial with Brandon. Yeah, dude, when Trina, when she dropped that shit, it was like, we have a pending investigation right now in regards to Melanie. I'm like, ooh, Melanie is probably sweating right now. Things are going good. Corey, he's doing good. He's sleeping here. He's got a cone, though. He has a corneal abrasion, so he has to be in a cone for a little bit. I don't know. I'm actually like really concerned about Cheryl. I feel like Cheryl's energy has just been kind of like but it could just be because he's in a cone and he just is not getting good sleep. Typically he likes to sleep in his pita bed at night. There's like a little pita bed. It's kind of like a pita sandwich. He goes in there. He like snuggles up. He goes to sleep. But with this fucking cone, he can't go in there. And what I was going to do, I was going to have him go in there, like take off the cone, let him go in there, and then put the cone back on. But sometimes if I take off the cone, he'll like start scratching his eyes, and I don't want him to do that. So a little complicated. But yeah, Cheryl's here. He's in a cone, he just turned 10 years old. He's getting old, and I want him to live forever. Oh my God. Anyways, these are my night thoughts. I'm like, Hope Shiro lives forever. It's not gonna happen, but you can always hope.
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
Well, we are at
There's
least,
a corgi that I saw on social media that lived till no, he's like 17 years old. I'm like, oh my god, that'd be amazing. Having a happy, healthy 17-year-old corgi, you know, that'd be great.
us for this afternoon.
Thank
Hey,
you,
golf
Your Honor.
girl.
You can, yeah, go ahead.
Must be real humid right now in Florida. The humidity does that to my hair too, you know, it just goes poof. Florida, yeah, poor
that?
pup, I know.
It's good to file as is.
I don't know if he got, if he scratched his eyes on his own or if it was because he was running around with a puppy and he did run through my roses, that caught his ear. But then I know that the puppy was also trying to like claw at Shiro's eyes. He stopped doing that, but initially when they were playing, he would try to like claw Shiro's eyes or like just put his mouth on Shiro's eye. I don't know why. It was a weird thing. I don't know what he was trying to do. The Lion King's game. Hi Gigi, how are you doing today? I'm sorry. I'll speak a little more clearer. Sometimes it's hard for me to enunciate my words. In those jail calls, Charlie kind of implicated Wendy, saying she doesn't appreciate everything we did for her. Yeah, I think Charlie and Donna implicated Wendy. There was a recent thing that was released. Sorry, not recent. This was probably like, I don't know, like a year ago. But Donna was basically saying that Wendy was ungrateful and they did so much for her. And I remember Charlie saying the same thing too. I don't know if it was in the same phone call or not. Really? I've had a scratch cornea before. It was horrible. Constantly felt like sand was in my eye. Oh, that sounds so painful. Yeah, he keeps trying to claw at it. I feel so sad. He is a very smart dog, though. 2 days in of wearing the cone, he would wait until we fell asleep, and then he would go up to the pillow, and then he would, because the pillow, I have a pillow, I have like a body pillow that's on the floor, and because it's on the floor, he's able to go up to it and use it to scratch his eye. I woke up one night and I was like, Shiro, what are you doing over there? He was trying to do that. I was like, no, Shiro, don't do that. Don't do that, Shiro. We want your eye to heal. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's just an eye thing and it'll go away soon, expeditiously, and it's nothing else. But I'm just worried. I don't know. We do x-rays on Shiro every year just to make sure, you know, make sure everything's good. I'm just like always like scared, like, oh, what if they find cancer or something, you know, like, oh gosh. There's this YouTube channel that I watch. You guys ever watch a vlog after college with Gatsby? He got cancer, I think like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was just like so sad because the cancer was spreading where his nasal area was. And he was basically not really able to breathe very well. And that just seems like a really painful, sad thing. But he's okay now. He did like chemo and stuff, but still, I don't know. Just so sad. All right, Donna's being taken away. Take her away. What happened to the prisoner Mac, who was at her arraignment hearing? Haven't seen him since. Officer Mac? I don't remember Officer Mac. Did they give him numbing eye drops? Oh, there's 2 eye drops that I'm giving him. I assume one of them was like an antibacterial one, but then it doesn't make sense, right? You don't need an antibacterial one for a scratch cornea, or I don't know if you do. I will actually look it up because I've never had a scratch cornea before. Thank you for sharing me your experience with that. I will definitely check out this medication. We have 2 medication. One is they drew blood and they probably did some centrifuge stuff and made a serum out of it. So we use that to drop in his eye every 12 hours. And then there's another medication where I don't recognize any of the names. So I don't know if that medication maybe is the numbing one, hopefully. But we do have a follow-up appointment on next Sunday. So we have to go back every 2 weeks. They have to stain his eye to see if the scratch is still there. If it's still there, they have to withdraw blood and then make the serum thing and then make the medication out of that. Dexpanathenol. Oh, I don't know if that's in there, but maybe. The medication is not in this room right now. But yeah, I feel so bad for him. I wish I could trade with him. You know, I would trade eyeballs with him. I totally would. I would rather suffer than have him suffer. You know, you don't want your bubbles to suffer. He was at her arraignment hearing. Her first attorney, Marcel Descalzo, questioned him. Was that when Donna was trying to say she was being treated horribly in the jail prison conditions?
Judge?
I don't remember which attorney she had back then.
Weather was good in both Maine and Canada. Could have been cooler, but it was nice.
Oh, do you go on vacation? Sorry. Oh, he went on holiday. Oh, poor Judge. Judge is like, dude, I just got back from holiday. I have to come here. Like, you know, like when you come back from the holidays and you got to go back to work, you're just like, man, this adjustment sucks. Sorry, I just want to hear a little small talk. I always appreciate court small talk stuff, you know?
Did you enjoy your holiday, Judge?
The weather was good in both Maine and Canada. Could have been cooler, but it was.
Oh, lucky. I want to go to Maine. I was watching this guy. He was eating all the seafood in Maine. He had these I don't know what they are. It's essentially clams, but you get like the whole part of the clam, not just the part that you're used to seeing, and they're fried and oh my god, it looks so crispy and delicious.
Nice.
Nice. You went to Maine and Canada. All right, well that's it for the Donna Adelson hearing for today. I want to do did you guys wait one in chat if you watch what was it called? I think it was called One Night in Idaho. They released it on Amazon Prime last Thursday, Friday. Has anyone seen it yet? One in chat if you've seen it. Two if you haven't seen it. And three if you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Corgi. I'm lost. But it came out last Friday. And what's interesting about this docuseries, it took a complete different direction than the other documentary that came out on, was it Dateline or something? Dateline was very focused on Bryan Kohberger, who he was, his background, his interactions with people, how he was awkward, all that stuff. This one put a lot of focus on the families, the victims' friends, the people that discovered the victims. And I actually really appreciated seeing it from a different angle. I didn't know that they were being harassed so horribly. The roommates, I figured, because people were, frustrated with why did they take so long to call 911. I mean, I have to admit that I was kind of like, what the hell? Why did they wait so long as well? That was my knee-jerk reaction. But I didn't know that there were other people that were close to the victims that were also being harassed. And then there were people online trying to solve the murders, I guess, without the evidence. And they were saying, they're like, oh, we think this person did it. We think this person had an affair with this person. And that's why she got murdered. Like, I don't know. It was like some crazy ass shit. I wasn't sure, though, if it was just like these people that were just like on the fringe and it was like very few of them. But like, if you're the person that's being harassed, if you're being harassed by 5 people, I mean, that seems like a lot of people to you, right? But I don't know if there was like a big group of people that were like, like going after them, harassing them. But I just felt so bad for them. I felt it was just so sad. You didn't watch it? It's sad. Yeah, I like. Oh my god, the ending was so sad. I was like gonna cry. It was very emotional, I would say. So we've never heard from Ethan's family members, but they were in it. His mom, his dad. He's actually a triplet, so his sister was in it. His other brother was in it as well. And then we've also haven't really heard from the Mogan family. They were also in it. It was Madison Mogan's mom, her stepfather, but he's raised her since, she was like 3 years old. So, I mean, I would probably qualify him as like her dad. But I think she's the only child too, which is like really sad. But yeah, it was just basically, them, I mean, getting harassed by, initially it was like media, because the media just wanted to hear interviews from them. There was a lot of like tight lip around the investigation. But it was the stuff afterwards of like the people that were pointing fingers at them, saying like, oh, they were involved, in XYZ. And it was just like friends of the people as well. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it's just really sad. Yes, it was when Donna said she was being treated badly in prison. I thought by that point she was represented by these attorneys, not Marisol. Is that her name? But yeah, it was really sad. I don't know. I enjoyed watching it though. Lauren, I am sending my daughter to college is my worst nightmare. Yeah, I mean, the family members echo what we've all been saying. It's really sad because you're sending your kids away. You've raised them for 17, 18 years. And now it's time for them to live their life, to get an education, to become, adults in the world, to go into the workforce, to maybe have family, have kids they want to. And yeah, it's just really sad. They were just beginning their lives. Yeah, it's fucking awful. super sad thing. And you just really, really feel for the family members. But I'm glad that, the plea deal gave closure to some of the family members. I think Ethan's family, they did an interview recently with was it News Nation? I'm not too sure who they did an interview with. They did an interview recently, but maybe we'll cover it tomorrow. So tomorrow, I definitely want to go over the docuseries. I want to talk about the family members and essentially things that we haven't heard about. But yeah, family members, the victims' friends, families, and all this stuff. So I want to cover that tomorrow, and then maybe we'll watch Ethan's family's interview. But yeah, just a very, it's very emotional. It's a very sad thing. But his sentencing will be next week, I think. Same with Lori Vallows. So Brian Koberger's sentencing is going to be like Wednesday, maybe going into Thursday. And then Lori Vallows is going to be on Friday the 25th. Lauren, two of mine are in college. They share their location with a true crime obsessed dad. I check it many times daily. Yeah, it's always nice to know where people are, the locations and stuff like that, just to make sure. My sister told me she was going to go meet with some dude and buy a TV off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, you're going by yourself? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, be careful. I could see her location, make sure she's like all good and stuff. It's on Call Me Chris's channel. Oh, wait, sorry. What is on Call Me Chris's channel? Her arraignment was Maricel. The video is still on YouTube. Yeah, I remember, I think Maricel, wait, hold on a second. I'm trying to think. Because I remember she had a different attorney, and then she acts at attorney for, yeah. She had Maricel initially, and then she got rid of Maricel for Daniel Rashbaum, and then hired the other attorney, which I forgot his name, by the way. Then she was supposed to have trial. That didn't happen because of the conflict. And then both those attorneys were conflicted out. And then these are her two new attorneys, which I don't know where she found them. It's probably like a generally good idea for parents to send their children to self-defense classes. Yeah, that could be useful too. I sent my sister like pepper spray. I'm like, use pepper spray. Just have it on you. You never know, But she lives in Texas, so... we'll see. All right, y'all. So that is pretty much it for today. Again, they discuss the deadlines for this case. They're going to have the deadlines pushed out from a week from now. And the judge says that, if you guys don't file these motions by the deadline, I'm just going to deem as these issues as waived. And you're just going to have to deal with that. We're going to have the final pretrial hearing on August 8th. And then the trial will happen, I think, towards the end of August. I think they are planning to have, how many days I think Charlie was a 10-day trial, right? If I remember correctly, it was pretty short. Even though it's a whole spiderweb of people that are involved and there's a lot of witnesses, I think they probably go through it really quickly. So I'm assuming maybe Donna's, do they have a time frame? It's probably on their website, I think. Let me see. Donna, let's see. What's the timeline for Donna's trial? What are they thinking? Trial, jury, non-trial. It just says start date 8/19. I don't see what the court schedule. 8/19. Yeah, I just have trial for Donna Adelson. Sometimes they say it's gonna be 10 weeks long, 8 weeks long, 3 weeks long. Can't 10-week long trial. That's too long. But yeah, that's it for Donna Adelson. They discuss. Oh, also, sorry, I was doing my recap still. Ms. Donna Adelson, the motion to compel. So the defense, they want to have the raw data for... I'm confused now. I thought the raw data was just for cell phones only, but maybe cell phone and emails? I thought they already had the emails. The state has no issue with that. They're going to turn that over. The judge did say that, if you do run into some conflict issues, like for example, if you get some emails from Daniel Rashbaum or any communications that came from Charlie Adelson, you're going to have to let us know, and we're going to have to discuss what's going to happen with that, I guess. I guess they're just not going to have a filter team to filter that beforehand. I don't know. That was my assumption, maybe. And then the state mentioned something about a handwriting expert. What for? I don't know. Maybe to see if Donald really wrote those checks to Catherine McBanwa. Maybe she's denying it, or maybe they're trying to say that hey, we hired a handwriting expert, and see, Donna didn't write these checks. So I think that was the defense's expert. And then there's something about a call frequency analysis pending between Charlie and Donna. So I guess to see how often they called each other. And that's about it, honestly. We'll wait to hear back about the motion in limine for the Latin Kings. Donna's team wants to introduce that Luis Rivera, one of the hitmen, is part of the Latin Kings, and the state is saying no because that's improper character evidence. And then the defense was like, well, we're not using it for that. We're just trying to show that, you know, what Donna's state of mind was during the bump. And maybe they're going to say that that's why Donna didn't go to law enforcement. Because, you know, if someone comes up to you and they fucking blackmail you, you know, you probably go to law enforcement, right? Why didn't Donna go to law enforcement? Why didn't Charlie go to law enforcement? They might say, they're like, oh, we were so scared because we're being threatened by the Latin King. And that's why we didn't go to law enforcement. I don't know. This is all like me guessing here. Total guess. Yeah, August 19 trial start date. Is that a Monday? August 19. August 19 is a Tuesday. All right, August 19. The end of summer. I've never watched any of the... Oh, you have not watched any of the other trials other than just snippets from Charlie's? Yeah, I wish I watched the Charlie Adelson trial with you guys. But when his trial was happening, I was sick with COVID for the first time. Dude, that was wild. That was horrible. The 44-year-old case that Redditor solved, it's on her channel, is pretty crazy. What's the 44-year-old case? Oh, and then also, if you guys missed it, there was a new body cam footage of Donna Adelson. I don't have the actual body cam footage. If you guys have it, if it's on the internet somewhere, let me know. But it's basically Donna when she was transported from Miami to Leon County, and she's just like shaking in distress. They're giving her water. Could be real, could be acting. Who knows? Who knows with Donna Adelson? All right, but that's it for today. Tomorrow, like I said, I want to cover Brian Koberger and the Idaho 4 new docuseries that came out. And yeah, you guys haven't already watched it, check it out. I do appreciate the angle that they took. I like how they were very involved with the family members, the friends, and these are people that we just haven't heard from before. I think right now in Brian Koberger, they are going to have a hearing sometime soon because they want to address the non-dissemination order and have that lifted. So hopefully we'll be able to hear more from the family members, maybe law enforcement, and then maybe, you know, there will be some motions that are unsealed. This one right here. Motion to vacate the non-dissemination order, July 17. So that's going to be on Thursday via Zoom. If it's available to the public, I would probably live stream it. So we'll keep an eye on this one as well. I saw much of the transport video months and months ago. Do you know what channel it was on? I haven't seen the transport video yet. This is the first time it popped up on my feed. But I wouldn't be surprised if another YouTube had already gotten a hold of these body cams. The transport stuff. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna go back. I gotta edit my videos. We did an update on Corey Richens, update on Donna Adelson, which I'll probably maybe throw in with this one, or maybe do it separate. We'll see. If you guys haven't seen already, we did an update for Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone is panicking because she thinks her appeal is in jeopardy. We're waiting for her appeal attorney to file their initial brief. They filed for extension, and that was granted for 60 days. And then lastly, we covered, oh, that's right, Brian Koberger signing the plea deal. But that's it. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys take care. I appreciate y'all being here. It's always nice to live stream and to, you know, chat with you guys, get your feedback on what you guys think about this case and other cases as well. And yeah, that's it for today. That's all I got. You guys have a good one. I hope you guys had a wonderful, fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, on the second channel, I finally uploaded part 2 of the Italy vlog. So feel free to go check it out. I don't know if I have a command on here. I don't know if I do. I don't. Do I? Hey. Corgi? I don't know. I have a second channel. Check it out.